Hi! Good afternoon! I'm back. Finally, I'm starting my new live session. Ayan, okay. All right. So what we're going to cover today, we're going to cover Pachi, Feng Shui and Kimendunja sectors. And I just want to say I miss you so much. It's been a while since I did this live session. And the reason being why I haven't done this for so long primarily because I had my braces. I don't know if you can tell. I had my braces, and since I had this, I there was never a month where I never had canker sores or what we call singaw in Tagalog. So it's quite difficult for me to actually speak, and it's, to be honest, gave me a lot of bad moods. Because I had several around my mouth. And fortunately, these braces will be out very soon or at the latter part of this year. So I just had to do this because I had to correct something. But anyways, that's one of the reason. And second, I opened up a new venture, a business venture, and it's taking up a lot of my time, and which is why it's only now that I was able to create a live session. But I do hope that you learn from this session, and I hope that I'll be able to stay consistent in the next coming months, starting this month and the next coming month, as I give you a new information that would help gain clarity on things that you can do and utilize in terms of feng shui or in Kimen and Pachi. All right. I don't know if you're aware, and if you haven't, well, right now I have this new thing that I'm doing wherein I get to give everybody heads up of to what's in store for each month through email. And on top of that, I also add value by placing by adding a water activation that you can utilize as an extra boost on a monthly basis. And in order for you to get that email, of course, you have to register to my email, which is sofiarelosa.com. And it's going to, I plan to do this for as long as I am active and happy, and not happy, as long as I'm doing this, no? Chinese metaphysics, I'm planning to do this as regular as possible. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so all right, so if this is your first time to watch my live session, what we do, I don't give forecast using your animal. I actually use forecast using your day master. Okay, now in order to get the calculator, please scan the QR code on the screen and save it and put this in your bookmarks and save it there. Okay. Okay, I'm having more and more viewers. Thank you so much. I really miss you. You know, for the longest time, just to commercial break while we're waiting for the rest. Every time I go to sleep or every time there's a month coming in, I always wonder, can they still remember me? Do they miss me? But yeah, I do miss you. I miss doing this, doing the video. It's just that a lot of circumstances, obstacles. In a way, not severely bad, but it's just costing me some disruptions. Or yes, that's why I couldn't do my life. But you are in my mind at all times. I've been wanting to do this for so long, so now I'm here. Yay! Okay, all right. So there, QR code. Please save, and then we're going to use this. If you're looking at the image, please look at the circle. That's going to be the basis of our day master, or sorry, for our forecast on a monthly basis. Uh, this month is actually a fire horse. So that's going to be our forecast, or the reference point that we're going to do for the forecast. Okay, before we move into the day masters, can you tell I'm having difficulty speaking? Yes, I am. And I actually have a cranker sore again. And that's why it's hard to talk. But anyway, so before I move into the day master forecast, please join me. I have a new course coming in June 18. And this is my first class wherein I'm going to cover Kim and Dunra. It's actually it's going to be all about wealth, building wealth using your Pachi chart, Feng Shui, and at the same time Kimen Dunja. Now, how do you actually see what are the things that you should look for if you're referring to investment or career choices? So some information that you can use as basis when you're doing a forecast using the Kimen Dunja. So this is my first, and I hope you join. And if you're interested, please plot the QR code and save that save the link, and then I'll be contacting you soon. I have a few already that actually joined. I haven't sent an email yet. I'm so sorry if you're watching me. I will contact you for all the information. It's just that this past days, I just needed to get over a lot of things, which is why it's taking me a while to send an email to you. I did receive your information. All right. Okay, let's go now to the Pachi. All right. Okay. The heart of our video. Okay. Okay. Now I hope you remember your day master, and bear with me if with the way I speak. That will all soon be over. I'm looking forward for the day wherein I don't have to worry about my bracers or cranker shores. Okay, so now going to the Ja wood. All right, so Ja wood has eaten God sitting on hurting officer. So basically, this is a good month wherein you should maximize in utilizing your creativity. It's your creativity that would actually attract more attention, or your output in a nutshell. This can actually be in a form of a service, an idea, or a product. Okay, and because of something that you create, it's going to attract a lot of attention. And of course, there are going to be some naysayers. You don't have to focus on them. Instead, focus on the people that actually support and believe in the things that you're doing, because they will appreciate everything that you bring into the table. All right. So this is a month wherein you shouldn't suppress the creative ideas that's coming into your mind. Embrace it and turn them into reality, because this will help you generate more attention. And always remember, coming period 9, attention is a new form of currency. So, sorry. I'm so sorry. Somebody's calling. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Sorry. Okay, I'm going to go on silent. Hold on. Okay. 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 All right. So next. Okay, for the Yi wood. I'm so sorry. Okay. Yi wood. Okay, you may see yourself same as to Yi wood, no? You may see yourself getting more attention than usual this month. Yeah, would rather. However, when it comes to the Yi wood, the difference is this time you have to be careful of the words that you say, because this might bring some what you call this may bring or may actually cause offense to others, and when it does, it actually may bring unwanted attention. That's one thing I want to advise for the Yi wood, is to actually be attentive to the words that you say, the actions that you actually do. But it's actually a good month to actually create new things. It's the other way around with the Ja wood, wherein hurting officers sitting on eating God. So it's the other way around. However, the attention might be much stronger when it comes to the Yi wood. This time it might be harder for you to actually embrace the attention if you hate attention, but use this time as an opportunity to actually showcase what you can actually do. The fact that it's sitting on eating God, it's more on focused on what you can bring to the table, bring out or create an output to be of service to others. Okay. If you have questions, please type your questions. I can finally see the slides and you and your comment at the same time. So StreamYard did improve. Okay, next is Bang Fire. All right, being fire, it's best to focus on building your network for this month. It's best to actually spend time, spend resources as you create new memories with your friends and family. So this might be a time wherein you look into setting up a vacation with your family and friends and spend money. So this is a good way to actually spend money by spending time with your family and friends. When it comes to looking for new information or new ideas, it's best to tap the people that you're close with. They will be of great assistance. I'm so sorry about the noise. Okay, so there. Okay, for the ding fire, Ding Fire, be careful with your finances. Rob Wealth is quite strong this month. You might have to actually spend in order to address a problem. Okay, that you might see yourself overspending, going beyond your budget. Just make sure that you have set aside enough funds, no? And if there is a clash in your chart or day master, or in terms of your pillars, there might be an instance wherein you have to actually spend in terms of the needs of your family or friends, meaning they might actually ask help from you. And I hope that you actually have emergency fund. This might be the month wherein you actually have to spend to use that emergency fund. I hope not, but I do hope if ever it does happen, you have emergency fund set aside. All right. Next is for the Woo Earth. For the Woo Earth, you might feel more intuitive than usual. My advice is to actually pay attention to this. It's something that's going to be beneficial for you. You shouldn't disregard when your intuition speaks to you, most especially when it comes to this month. It's much more stronger. The universe has it's sort of the way of the universe to speak to you, okay, your intuition. So if you feel like there are things that the intuition is telling you that has no rational, it's just this gut feeling, pay attention to that, because it's going to be of great help, especially when it comes to making decisions or protecting yourself. Okay, all right. There you go. There might be some small expenses that you actually have to pay attention to. All right, for this month for the Woo Earth. All right. Okay. Next for the G Earth, you may have to spend on school this month. Um, it's either you purchasing a course in order for you to actually improve on your skill set or to learn something new, or this could either be you have to pay for someone's school. Okay, there you go. If you don't have anybody, it's only you, and you don't have to pay for anybody's tuition fee. My suggestion is to look into studying that's outside your comfort zone. But something that's it's within your curiosity. It's just that you have never had the time, you have never had the opportunity, and now this month you have the opportunity. My suggestion is to take that chance and learn something new that's outside your comfort zone. It's a good month to do that. All right. Next, Geng Metal. Okay, for the Geng Metal, this is going to be a very, very busy month. Busy and quite stressful month for you. There's a lot of problems and challenges to actually solve. And always remember, though, there is a hidden direct resource. So this actually means that there are a lot of people that are rooting for you, that are who wants to actually work with you and are willing to actually help you out. So this is the time where you set aside pride and ask for help. Help is, again, asking for help is never a sign of weakness. And I know that you're very overwhelmed this month. As much as possible, we want to remove some distractions that would help you focus on more important things or on bigger things. So that's my advice. Learn to delegate, ask for help, because your mind needs to be clear. There should be empty space, not empty space, but there should be a space in your brain or in your mind to focus on the things that are much more important, that needs attention. Okay. Next, for the Xin Metal. Okay, Xin Metal. Okay, for the Xin Metal, there are changes in your environment, your friends, your workplace that might actually cause you some stress. And because of this might even make you a bit emotional, okay? A bit emotional or erratic, all right? So what do you do? My advice, if you feel as though that you're becoming more emotional and you think you need a breather, take that breather, take a break. We don't want your emotions making decisions for you. So take a break, and yes, take a break and zone out if needed. No, my advice. I've been doing this for quite some time. During weekends, wherein I try to shut down all of my social media except for certain time. But as much as possible, I decrease the number of times I have using my phone. So it's a good way to do that. It's sort of like a vacation for your mind, for your soul, for yourself, and then use that time to reflect. Um, Reflect. Yes, that's what I do. Reflect most of the time when I actually zone out from the social media or any gadget. So that's one way to actually do that. And when I actually do that process during weekend, which is a few hours, I end up getting more creative. I become more creative in terms of how I actually want to tackle a problem, how I want to actually tackle a specific goal. So, which is why reflection is very, very important. Okay. Next, next is Ren Water. Okay, Ren Water, a well star shines on you, all right, this month. Make the most of it by continuously creating, giving more value to others. Um, and however, since we have a direct officer, it's best for you to actually create a system in place so you don't get overwhelmed. Get overwhelmed from the opportunities coming in. So that's one way to do that. Create a system that would allow you to, even if say you're not in the mood to work, there is a system that you can actually rely on that would help you push the needle daily. Okay, so there. For the Gui Water, this is a month wherein you might be too busy to accept new responsibilities. Direct wealth can be a time wherein there's a lot of work. You have to really work hard for this specific month. Though there's sudden changes and challenges along the way, but this one thing I want you to remember for the Gui Water. If you think that it's too good to be true, the opportunity is too good to be true, you say no, because there is an indication that there are some fraudulent activities that could happen within this month. So just be wary of the things that you are doing and the people that you speak with, just to avoid getting entangled in something that's fraudulent. All right. Okay. Next. Okay, so next we're now going to talk about Feng Shui. But before I dive in, I was too excited to move forward to the forecast because it's the purpose of this video. I just want to go back to my course. If you're interested to join, here's the QR code. In case that you actually missed the QR code a while ago, this is the QR code where you can actually sign up. It's all about well stars, Pachi, and your Feng Shui, and at the same time Kim and Dunja, something that you can use when you're making decisions. Okay. All right. For the Feng Shui, this is the flying star that we have for the month of June to July. Now, what do they all mean? All right. Let's start with the north. North is all about if the external form is bad, what will happen if someone's actually staying in this bedroom, or the main door is here and there are external forms that are bad, the occupants might become a little bit too emotional or argumentative. Okay, and if you have this and you're experiencing this in your space, the best way to actually manage this is to learn to meditate. First thing in the morning, it keeps you calm. And remember that this is just a phase that your household is going through. So whatever your members or your family is doing that's offensive, remember that it's not who they are. It's just something that they're going through right now. Okay, be forgiving. uh the fact that you're aware of this, don't retaliate. Okay. All right, next is for the east. Okay, for the east, people staying in this sectors, especially if you have bad form, might experience injuries. No, there's a risk of injury if you're staying in the sector or your main door is in the sector and there are bad forms, like there's a pylon or um, there's a rushing key. No, the forms outside your space is really bad. Anyone that's actually staying in the east might encounter or may have risk of injuries. So at the same time, people staying in the east sector of your room might become too strong. The personality might become too strong for this month, where it causes offense to everybody around them. Um, and because they become too offensive, this leads to further arguments. This is if your external form in the east sector is bad and someone is staying in the east sector. So this primarily affects the person staying in the east sector. So if you have someone who's already hot-headed, someone, a family member who's hot-headed, refrain from using the east sector, just to avoid arguments. So as much as possible, we want to have a very harmonious home every day. So that's the way to do it. If you have someone who's hot-headed, you let them avoid the east sector. Let them use a different room for the time being. All right, for the northeast, if you have bad forms in the northeast sector, there is a risk of issues concerning gallbladder. High gallbladder, we don't want that, right? If you have someone that's already has pre-existing condition that concerning the gallbladder, northeast should be avoided by these individuals. However, if forms are good, and this is where your main door is, there is increase in sales, wealth gain, and it improves good health. So if your external forms are good, these are the benefits that you're going to experience within the month. All right, so increase in wealth, good month for health. All right, next for the west sector, this is increased in if you're someone who's working through, or if you're in a corporate world or in a career that allows you to mingle and socialize with a lot of people, or you're an influencer and you want to actually increase your ability to influence others through peach blossom, this is a good sector to activate, which is the west sector. And this is actually also if you're into marketing, if you're part of the marketing team and you're looking for new ideas, new inspiration, this is a good sector to activate or use when you're working from home. All right, next is southwest. Careful with the deals that you're going to encounter this month. There's fraud. If you're prone to fraud, especially if your external form's bad. So if you're staying in the southwest sector of your home, or your main door is at the southwest of your home, and the forms are bad, then there might be some fraudulent people that might want to actually cause fraud to you and to people that you care for. So just be careful. All right. And if you can avoid the southwest, by all means do that. And in addition to that, in addition to the fraud, argument might be stronger within the household if your main door is in the southwest or you're staying in the southwest. So if you can avoid the southwest, just do that for this entire month. For the South is a good sector for the month, actually for the entire year, but especially for this month, because this month is all about wealth gain, network growth, your ability to speak. You're an influencer and you actually influence others through speaking, or you gain leadership through speaking. Then this is a good sector to activate, especially if you're creating your speech or you're creating your own video and so on and so forth. This is actually a good sector to activate or as a workplace for the entire month. Um, and if you're looking for noble people to help you out, this is also a good month to do that. Okay. All right. For the Southeast, if you're in a leadership position and you want to influence others, influencing others is the best way to actually make others do activities or within your command, and at the same time believing in your cause. Okay, so which is why influencing is very important. It's a skill set that any leader should actually include in terms of their skill set. So if you're looking into influencing others at the same time, you're trying to strategize what kind of leadership you want to be or what are the tactics that you want to implement, this is a good sector to activate for the entire month. Sit there, just work there and reflect and think. What are the things that I can do to improve the performance of my team? Sort of like that. So Southeast is a good sector. Okay, next is Northwest. If you're someone who find branding very important for your career and for your growth and your influence over others, this is a good sector to actually activate. It's the Northwest. All right. Northwest is all about branding. And the more you utilize this actually good for your career luck. And at the same time, this may even instill power and authority if you activate the Northwest sector properly. All right. Questions before I go to the final part of this video, which is Kimendunja. None. Everything is clear, I'm hoping. Okay. All right. Okay, for the Kimendunja for this month, if you're looking into relationship, no, improving your relationship with other. Oh, center. Okay, hold on. That's a good question. Let me see. I have to go back to Yay, thank you, Jovi. Hold on. Center. Okay, so center has bad for it actually has the flying star 5. Has the flying star 5 and center is okay, so center is not really a good sector to use for the month primarily because issues and pertaining to blood health blood issues in terms of health might cause for concern. And second is a potential loss of wealth if you continuously use the center of your home, primarily because the 5 is actually situated here in the center all throughout the year. So as much as possible, we want to avoid the 5 or the center. Okay. Okay. Other questions? There. Other questions? None. No more. Welcome. Okay. All right. So sorry, in terms of your the Kimendunja for the entire month, if you're looking into creating new opportunities and at the same time you're finding out means of what can you actually put up or create that is going to be of value, and it's something a manifestation that you want to have, what you should actually back all throughout the month is northeast. Northeast is has a earth and open door. Now, what do they do? Earth is all about wealth opportunity, passive investment, and so on, passive income. However, if you don't have something to offer, that's quite unique, that solve other people's problem, then even if we wish for for any manifestation in the sector, it wouldn't be as substantial because you're not doing something that is important to others. Okay, so my suggestion, if you're trying to start your manifestation practice during on a daily basis, back yourself to the northeast sector and then count from 0 to 64. And instead of wishing for can I have money, or I wish for more money, why not wish for a new skill set, a skill set that I could learn so that I become indispensable to others. Okay, so Northeast is actually a good sector for manifestations such as those, primarily because Open Door is all about new opportunities, new venture. Okay, and then Earth is all about, it's actually a business deity. It's all about wealth, but at the same time in the service of others. Okay, so that's one of what you can wish for, to teach you, to lead you to the path of finding what are the skill set that I can improve on so that I become indispensable. I become important to others. I become someone that people are willing to pay for because I give value. Okay, so there. That's one tip I can give you for the Kimindunra. In the email that I actually sent, if you're looking for a new relationship, new venture, or new partnership, then we can actually use the South sector for the harmony. Okay, but if we're looking for new opportunities or new ideas, new venture that you can actually tap, then we look at the Northeast sector. All right. Questions so far? None. None. Okay. So I'll be back next month, July. I will set the time for this, and hopefully I might be able to do this rather on a weekend instead of a weekday. It's just that this weekend I'm quite covered, so I can't do it this weekend. But next month I'll be able to do this. I'll be able to do this on a weekend, so everybody can have the time to attend my live session. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much, all six of you that I'm seeing here. I can't see you, but I know who's. I have an idea of how many's watching me right now. Yay! Thank you, John. You're here. Thank you so much. I always see you liking my post. I'm very grateful, and I have followers. Even if I took a long pause, like 6 months, I'm grateful that you're still here watching my live session. So thank you so much. I'll see you next month. I promise to be as consistent when it comes to the live. I am sorry for missing the past month, but I do hope the email that I sent did help you in some way or form. All right. Thank you so much. I'll see you again next month. Bye.